All right, that made my microphone mute and unmute. If I was muted before, I apologize. I believe I'm producing sound now. That was what the indicator said. Okay, so this is basically where we enjoy the ride. Now, I talked about this on a previous video, the one with poor quality that YouTube downloaded and compressed at the wrong rate. Like I said, I don't know what I did, if it was me or not, but these Kerbals, we are not on the craft, so we can't hear the aches and the groans of the metal. We can't feel the stress when you're entering back into this upper atmosphere. You start to feel it. Look, his craft is shaking, but look, he's actually concerned, and he is truly a champion. He's one of the better ones. But truly a champion. Anyway, he has a high constitution. He has a big tolerance for pain and fear. He can handle a lot of G-force and stress. He's probably one of my higher G-force endurance Kerbal. Okay, let's just go over this again. You'll hear me say this in my other videos, but in America, you are an astronaut. In Russia, you are a cosmonaut. In China, you are a taikonaut. It's all the same thing. There is no variation in the meaning. It all means exactly the same thing. It's just different languages. Of course, cosmonaut is for the cosmos. And astronaut, that's probably, cosmonaut probably makes more sense. But astronaut is about the astral, where the star, to the stars. And taikonaut, I'm not even going to comment because that's probably Chinese. And I'm sure taiko, and excuse me if you're Chinese and I just butchered that. I apologize, but I'm sure it has something to do with space, the universe, the stars. Anyway, it just does. It has to. It fits the pattern. Now, one thing I can do, and I might as well, and that would be take a mystery guru reading. And the reason I say that is just 2 points of science. And I had already done one before, so this is just like cleaning up the unknown, getting just a little more information that we couldn't get before. But it's not that valuable. I did it because basically this instrumentation will go unused if I do not use it now. Anyway. Okay, I just realized something, that I don't have my volume turned on at all. This is a good thing. That's because my microphone's not picking up the sound as it comes through the speaker, which I have it set up to record the sound in a separate channel. The problem is I can't hear any sound. So there's a lot of what we call auditory clues. When you're flying things, you hear a noise. What was that? Sounded like an explosion to me, Captain. That's the one thing I don't have right now. And if you actually are going to use this edutainment simulation programming to try to either have fun or teach yourself or both, or just to pass time or just to create beautiful imagery, then you will experience the auditory as well as the visual. And I just mention this because I might miss something. You'll hear it. It'll be obvious to you, but I won't. I should probably stop talking and kind of check my progress. And I don't know if you can see this little flashing light up here, but that's our space center. And that's what I was trying to achieve earlier. So now as we fly over the mountains, I'm going to go ahead and hammer what fuel I have left. Let's go back here while I hammer the fuel. And what you can see is that our point of impact, which now we have an imaginary periapsis. So our point of impact is in front of us. I'm going full throttle right now, and it's to no avail. Let me make sure my thrust is up. My thrust is 100%, and it's just barely slowing me down. So we're going over the top of the Space Center there, and I'll show you that right down there. If it was daylight, you could see the runway, but all we can see is the flicker of lights from the building. I'm burning off any additional fuel I have to make myself lighter, so I won't be falling as fast as I get closer. Okay, so I separated the used parts, and now you have to look over here. Your parachutes aren't blue. Now I forgot to check. Good, they're set. So I went ahead and pushed the button. I did not hear the auditory clue. You should have heard a psh or a noise when I did it. And the visual clue is the blue. So if you're blue, your parachutes are set to go off at a specific pressure, and then of course blossom or bloom at the appropriate altitude programmed. Anyway, so my guess is somewhere around 3,500 feet. The primary chute will open. That was the reserve chute. So, all right, it opened at about 39 or 4,000. So I was about 500 off in my eyeball guess. Sometimes you have a knowledge of things, and you can, if you have a contextual perspective and a knowledge, especially if it's coupled with experience, then this thing happens where you can approximately, we call it eyeballing, and it means you kind of have the general information, and the specific, precise information isn't so important at this time. It will be, and that's hard to explain, but it's just like everything changes in real time in aviation and space flight, and things happen real fast, so you have to be ready to you don't always have time to pull out the checklist. You don't always have time to consult the navigation for direction. You don't always have the ability to follow the instructions given to you either by your flight plan or air traffic control. So the rule always is that we fly first no matter what. Then we communicate with air traffic control. Then we consult our navigation. Then we start to adjust the mixture on our fuel, or try to restart our engine, or create a strategy because our wheel just fell off our Cessna 172. My God, because our flight school doesn't maintain their crap, and I forgot to do my my proper wheel checklist. Happens more than you can imagine. Just look up YouTube videos. Student pilot or a young pilot loses wheel, Cessna 172. There should not be more than one video, I promise you. That's what air traffic accident is all about, but there's multiple ones. My favorite is the old lady whose husband died of a heart attack, and of course she had a little bit of experience because she sat in the cockpit with him for, a couple decades. But he was always flying. She might have held the yoke while, honey, let me rest my eyes. Hold the yoke and keep us at 30,000 feet. Or he probably just set the autopilot. I mean, she probably did something somewhere at some time. But she didn't know squat. But it was actually, the sun was going down. Worst job I ever heard of air traffic control. We have 2 air traffic controls at 2 different airports talking to her on the same channel. We got another lady who's really helpful, whose husband's a flight instructor, who's trying to get into an airplane to circle with her and fly behind her. Oh my God, they had this old lady ramped up and confused, and she finally just shut them all down. It's great. It would make a great movie, actually. But it was kind of annoying until everyone just shut the F up and let the old lady take care of biz. And she landed it, and then she did a short bounce after landing, so it means she came down a little steep and a little hard because she bounced, but it wasn't a big bounce. And of course, once your wheels hit and you bounce, your next bounce, you're probably going to stick hard. If you bounce twice, if you bounce 3 times, you're probably dead. If you bounce once, you'll probably stick the second time. If you don't, you're in big trouble. Like I said, bounce 3 times, you're probably dead. Bounce once, you're stick if you don't stick the second time. But anyway, so she's stuck, and then it looks like she spun left. Probably, can't remember if it was a dual prop or not. Some airplanes have a right, left, and a right brake and a left brake, because they don't have steering, so you steer with your brakings. Anyway, those are World War II aircraft. I don't even know what aircraft she was in, or I think it was a Baron. Pretty nice one, actually. I'll have to watch that movie, listen to the YouTube video again. All it really is the air traffic control, and so you can sit there and close your eyes and listen to it. It's really nice. You can visualize stuff, what's going on. Whoa, looky here, mystery goo. Alright, I don't know if you watched the last video, but I said we will have another opportunity to land in water. I don't know why we can't take a crew report. Yeah, my batteries are too low. But I can probably go out, get that EVA report. And I'm also going to take my data. Board. Then I'll get the temperature scan. And now it owes me a crew report. I have one loaded up, and it's a good one. It's like, wait, flying over Kerbin shores. Yeah, I'll keep that one. Lord knows I'll land in the water again and have a chance to get that when I have batteries and antennas. And anyway, the future is bright at this point. So we're going to recover the vessel. My video, I hope I didn't go over 27 minutes. I'm trying to stay low, but my friends came over and I've lost track of everything. So what I'm going to do is just end the video as soon as I see how much date science we collected, and then I'll open my next video with the end move here. I just have to get it done, ended now, or I'm going to have problems with YouTube. I just feel it. So I earned 101 science. I have 137 to spend. Looks like we got some money back. And Jebediah gained experience and has a star now. So that's it. Thank you for watching. As always, keep watching. Have a good day.